What's up, people? We're gonna wait for some more people to join in, and then we're gonna get this show on the road. Let me get this sound and the camera and everything else together. I got myself a new little camera. You know what I mean? Let's fix that. All right, I'm waiting for you guys to jump in here because I got 70 y'all in here. What's up, Asmodeus? Wiz Thug Boy, the boys. My boy AKOYE. What's good, man? How you? How you? I'll give y'all about a minute or two to get down, and then we're gonna start talking. What's happening? Law Nation, my G. It was good. Xavier picking your. I gotta give me some smoothie action because I don't know. I gotta get it on. Um, we're gonna talk about a few things today because one, it's been a minute since I went live, so welcome. Ready Red, what's good, man? Welcome back to AKOYE Live. I'm gonna start being a little more consistent with the lives. I'll do them on Mondays from now on, and then I'll use those to, I guess, set the tone for the breakdowns I'm gonna do for the week. That it's just a better flow for me. So that's the way I'm gonna handle it from now on. East Side, what's good, man? Y'all got my young boy over there, Joe Thomas. Treat him right, man. Treat him right. You know what I'm saying? But get off my life. So I only mess with you. Make sure y'all hit that like button too, those that are on here. But today we're going to discuss not only the offense. We're going to discuss Tyron Smith being healthy again, what that looks like. Yeah, you already know, Law. We're going to definitely discuss Chad Johnson, Logan Paul, the snooze fest from last night. I already knew that was going to be that. We're going to get into some LV linebacker talk. Micah Parsons, obviously, the competition that's going on there, the fact that they moving Micah around a little bit, trying to get him to, I guess, gel somewhere. They don't quite know where they want to put him yet, but we're going to get into it. Richard Sherman's not happening, but we're going to get into a lot of topics, man. But let's just hit it off, man. Let's start, man. So first, I want to say what's up to everybody. Let me just go down the line because I don't want y'all feeling like I'm leaving you out or I'm missing you. So Rue Glock, what's good, man? Yeah, you gotta get in. You gotta get you a smoothie in, man. Andrew, what's good? Make sure y'all moderate and making sure people are liking and subscribing. Cam, what's good? Yeah, that next video gonna drop. I'm about to do ball. I'm gonna do ball next. All the fun rookies are done already. That's other than Mukamu. I want to do him. I don't really like Mukamu all that much because he's not that physical, in my opinion. But I'm trying to let the film save him. Appreciate that, Cam. Thank you, man. We don't turn shit down, but I call it if I had one. I got this hoodie on. Chadiddy, what's good, man? Greedy Vegan, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Jawan Isom. Yeah, you here. I feel you. My fault. I always fuck your name up though. Boy from the SIP, what's good? I think I got everybody. So without further ado, he said hit that respect button for the content. I appreciate that, Cam. He said Floyd slept that boy on the cool. Man. Listen, when I saw that dude weigh 189, we gonna start with that. When I saw the main man weigh 189, I already knew it wasn't gonna be, what it is. I said, nah, this ain't gonna be, this ain't gonna be no real fight, in my opinion. Because if Logan Paul even stood a chance, Floyd wasn't fighting no dude that's 189 to his 150 and agreeing to it. So I don't like to say some WWE shit, but I'm saying it because at the end of the day, Floyd not going to embarrass himself. He's not going to do that, and he damn sure not going to get knocked out by some YouTuber and have that be his legacy. Not going to happen. But I don't blame him for it though, because a lot of us, because we're in the real time, we forget that there's nothing new under the sun. So with that in mind, pay attention to the fact that Muhammad Ali used to do it. Nobody got mad at him for that. Like, he used to fight MMA guys and wrestlers and so on. Nobody got mad at it. He's just getting his money, man. Let that dude get his money. And that's how I look at Floyd. Let him get his money. It's not these aren't real fights. I'm not looking at them like they're real fights. So in the spirit of not doing that, I hope it was, entertaining for you guys anyway. Chad Johnson getting dropped was that was entertaining. I don't know why. He boxed okay though. He didn't look super trash. He looked all right. It looked like he was training. He took it seriously, but defense is instinctual. You can't just come in the game and get that. You got to actually work on your defense. So, yeah, that's my take on it, Law. I feel like Floyd got his payday. It was a snooze fest. It was a very boring fight, but Floyd wasn't going to take any chances to let Logan Paul change his legacy. So I never took the fight that serious. I honestly didn't know the fight was yesterday until Saturday. I was like, oh, that's this weekend. Yeah, Chad could use some help. He can come down to Philly anytime he want, but down here they don't really spar; they fight. So you come down here to get tough. You come to Philly to get tough. You go to like other places to work on your defense. Here you come to, learn how to grit it out because that's nobody's sparring. Everybody here fights. I don't like it, but that's just the Philly culture. That's the way it's been. Gym wars have been going on in Philadelphia for years, man. Um, Hold on. LG Rello, what are you saying? What are you saying here, man? 1 tablespoon of patience, 1 tablespoon of generosity, 1 pint of kind. Oh, you talking to Muhammad Ali, John? Yeah, that was I'm good too. That was a good quote that you remember that. I remember that. I remember that. Yeah, hit them likes. Let's keep them going. Y'all got a good amount of likes going. We got more than 50%, so now we can move forward. He said you don't watch the shit. He said his niece was Ruglock saying his niece was sick as hell. Got to go back and watch it. Yeah, I watched some of it. I didn't care to watch it. I was actually setting some shit up in here. So really didn't mind. And then yesterday I had class during the day. Yo, your boy is a marksman too, man. I be up in I'm doing my Act 235 class just to do it. And it's like cops and shit in there. And I was out shooting the motherfuckers. I just wanted to say that because I was proud of that. I'm gonna show y'all I don't know where my target's at, but I was killing it. Tight clusters. Law, you would be proud. So with Vach, I know y'all like to shoot. But let's get into it. I'm gonna start with offense because you know how much I love offense. Not at all, but the question that keeps being asked to me from Ken Lott. Shout out to Ken Lott. I don't see him on here, but I'm pretty sure he'll be on later, or he'll watch some of the clips after I chop this up. But the question he keeps posing is, what's Dak gonna do now that Dak is sort of back, and what are my predictions? And I don't really like to do predictions usually. But I think this one is pretty safe, and it's not a jinx on this one because looking at what the offense was able to do last year with Dak was impressive. And I can't say that we went backwards in any way. We went and shored up the offensive line by drafting some young guys who I think some of them going to, Ball, I think is going to be a tackle. We got the other kid. I don't remember his name. I'll look into him soon. I don't remember his name. Big kid. But Ball is definitely going to be a swing tackle, I believe. I just watched Vach's video too. Shout out to Vach Lombardi. Did a great job breaking that down. I feel like we're investing in protecting Dak, and I think Dak is going to be all right as long as that rotation at left guard situates itself in training camp. You got Connor Williams, who a lot of you like. I don't, but a lot of you like Connor Williams. But I'm hoping that McGovern or one of these other guys can come in and kind of push him out of there. You know what I'm saying? And if they can't, then that means he's gotten better. He's gotten good enough to kind of man his position. But I'm going to tell you why he's going to be better regardless of what happens. And here's why. Connor Williams was playing as our weakest link on the line amongst guys who were also not themselves, not able to play up to their level, i.e., Tyron Smith, who has gotten a neck surgery, which I understand. Like, I've been hit and years ago, and my neck still hurts. So I understand how a neck injury can make you feel weaker and not as aggressive because you can't move certain ways. I can't even really turn my head to the right all the time. So it depending, especially if it rains. So I get that. And he's saying that now he feels stronger than he did before the surgery. So now that Tyron seems to be back, that helps Connor Williams. And the emergence of my youngin, man, Biadasz, or Badass, if he can man that center position, we forget that Travis Fredericks was there and it was slated to be there, but that Guillain-Barré syndrome got him out of here. And that would have been a great help to not only understanding what's going on the field for Connor Williams, but also he'd be sandwiched in between two monsters. You know what I mean? And that helps him, that would help him play. And he also would get that help from Fredericks when dealing with those power rushes, because I think that's what they do. They isolate Williams and then they bull rush him and get him out of there at least once or twice a game. And it's going to happen. But hopefully the health that's going on around him with Zach Martin coming back healthy, if Stephen Jones is correct in saying that the offensive line is healthier now than it had been in years prior, much more healthy, then I think the offense is going to be fine. So I can predict, Ken Lott, that that the offense is going to carry this team to the playoffs. I'm not going to say that we're going to win a SB because you still got good teams out there that I won't disrespect who are already well put together. We might be a year or two out of that, but I think we're going to go deep in the playoffs, maybe win one or two playoff games due to the fact that I can't come up with the NFC's trash. I can't come up with teams that I'm scared of in the NFC. I'm not even scared of Tampa Bay. I don't mind playing them. I see that's on the schedule. I'm not scared of Tampa Bay. Tom Brady, all due respect, he is the GOAT. No disrespect to him. No disrespect to those guys on defense either, like Levante David, Devin White. Those guys, no problem. They good players. They good players. Jason Pierre-Paul, Barrett. Those guys are great players. I think that Tampa Bay is a good team, but I'm just not scared of them offensively. I feel like we can play with anybody, and that's because this offensive line, which was hampered last year, and Dak's second year too. I think we're healthy. Leo Collins is even healthy right now. So with all those guys coming back healthy and looking to prove something, I like the edge. And then as far as our skill positions are concerned, we didn't do anything but get better. Simi Fokumu, whatever, however you say his name, Foku or Fukao. I don't know how to say this kid. Don't get me slaughtering people's names, man, because that's what I'll do. I was calling Mika, Noshan, or Nashon is Noshan. So you know what I'm saying? So I do things. I'm a country boy at heart, man. I'm from Texas, man. That's what we do, man. We murder names. So with that said, we didn't do anything but get better, though. I think they're going to come up with new ripples and new ways of using TP as well. So I think the offense will grow to a degree, and we were already pretty damn good last year. Dak is now going to be incentivized not to run as much because of that ankle, and I don't mean that someone else is telling him. I think the ankle itself is the incentive, and he sees what happens when he runs, the way he runs, and I love the way he runs. But I always thought that some sort of debilitating injury might come of it. I'm glad that he's bounced back. I didn't think anything less of it. I just was hoping that they didn't try to use it as leverage with his contract. But I didn't think we were going to get rid of him. So I'm glad that he bounced back because the way our team is constructed, I feel like offensively we're built to win. And I didn't think we would be able to get a defense to go along with that offense that was worth a damn because of the amount of money that we're going to be spending on offense. But we do. And now we can switch over to defense. So I'm looking up at my topics up here so I make sure I stay on pace with what I'm trying to talk about. But breakout players, I already talked about Tyler Biadasz breaking out this year and maybe being able to help not only Dak, but help Connor Williams and the rest of that line. Hopefully he is as smart as he is tenacious. But one of the breakout players I think that we're going to see this year defensively, though, is Trayvon. Diggs is a monster, man. Like the way he adjusted last year in a scheme where no one seemed to know what they were doing. From the moment he got on the field, he's flashed. And I've always said that breaking down corners has always been a little bit more difficult than breaking down any other position, because you have to not just watch the plays that were made against them or the plays that they make. You also have to watch the plays where the balls aren't thrown their way, because the best coverage, the best corners, you don't see on the broadcast. You don't see them because nobody's throwing the ball over there. So you might say, well, I didn't see this guy this game. That's actually a great thing if it's a corner. That means every assignment that he got, the quarterback didn't see any favorable looks, so they didn't throw the damn ball that way. Or they just decided before the game even started that we're not throwing the ball over there. So you're going to have a fun night. That's it. That's like Mike Tyson intimidating guys before the game. I mean, before the fight, and he wins it mentally before you even get on the field. That is a great thing. So watching his film, though, they went after Trayvon a lot because he was a rookie. So he has a lot more highlights than most corners do when I'm breaking them down. He does, and he makes athletic plays that would make you think, i.e. Ramsey, you would think of those types of guys, the way he adjusts to the ball. He adjusts to the ball like a wide receiver because his brother obviously is one. He definitely knows the position, and he knows how to go after it that way. So I think that he'll be our breakout player, especially because we went after Kelvin Joseph in the second round, and I know he doesn't want him to supplant him. And I think we have two CB1s when it comes to that. So the competition in the cornerback room, both from rookies and veterans, would be so crazy that I couldn't even tell you what our starting three is. I'm going to give you my prognosis on what I think it might be, but who knows what's going to happen in camp? Who knows who's going to get cut? Because all these guys ain't staying. That's period. Yeah, he was a wide receiver, Marcus Hall. Appreciate that. But yeah, all these guys ain't staying, man. I'm talking about Anthony Brown. You got Jordan Lewis, who you know is going to be here. Anthony Brown, I don't think so. I don't think so. But they're going to be competing as well, training camp and in preseason. Both Jordan Lewis and Anthony Brown. I don't see, and then Anthony Brown's he has to win a starting role. And I don't think you go out and go as hard at corner as we have if you liked any of our starters currently. You know what I mean? You don't go after Kelvin Joseph, who can play in the nickel and play on the outside, if you just absolutely love Jordan Lewis or Anthony Brown. You don't go after a Nashawn Wright if you absolutely love what you have out there as far as corners are concerned. You wouldn't have went right back at corner again. So the fact that we have such a competitive defensive back room is a great thing. You got our safeties as well. We've had a lot of controversy over safety talk. I won't jump into the Jabril Cox convo right this second. I still feel like his skill sets as far as getting on the field this year, and let's be clear too. I do have ghost pages, man. So I know what some of y'all say out there. A lot of y'all be on the on Vach or Lost page saying that I said that he should be a free safety. Y'all crazy, man. I never said that. Never said that at all. What I did say though was that his skill sets are more suited to safety, and that if we wanted to see him on the field, you're only going to see him on the field this year as a safety if he makes it onto the field, or as a rotational guy that you use, a linebacker that you use on third downs, because he's not here to bench Neal, who they love. He's not here to bench Parsons, who's a top 10 pick. He's not here to bench Jalen, who they're trying to move around. They seem to want to use him still. And then LVE is here to prove himself, even though they talk about him being traded, whatever. But he's here to prove himself. So you're not going to see that. So that's where the conversation with him at safety came from. But a good segue to David Williams talking about Reggie Robinson, because there's other players on this team that could also help us at the strong safety position. And I have to teach people, some people, the difference between a strong safety and a free safety, because they're saying that I want Donovan Wilson off the field in exchange for Cox because they think that Donovan Wilson is a strong safety. Donovan Wilson is a free safety. He's limited on both. So he's good. He's a good player. But I'm going to show you and tell you why he's limited on both. And this is not to knock him, but there's skill sets that you want on either side or either position. If you have a strong safety, you want him to be able to come down, not only play better in the box, which Donovan Wilson can do. He's a better box safety than Woods is. But why do you think they had Woods in the box all last year on a regular basis? Woods was in the box because he's the guy that can man up against tight ends. Donovan Wilson is not that guy that you want playing man coverage all day. His skill sets are more suited to free safety, but he's not as fast as you would like your free safety in this type of scheme to be. And that's only because we play cover 3 and cover 1, where our safeties have to roam both sides of the field, sideline to sideline. If we were in a cover 2 type of shell, it wouldn't be a problem because he's only watching one side of the field. He'd be fine. But the fact that he's a roam sideline to sideline, he's not the fastest guy. So that limits him at free safety, but he's also limited at strong safety because he's not the best man coverage guy out of the two safeties. So that created that issue for us last year where teams knew if you shift, even if he is the strong on this particular play, if you just go in motion with your tight end, Woods is going to have to come down into the box. Then we're going to run right at Woods because Woods is not the box guy. So, and then vice versa. If you kept him strong side, we're going to attack Donovan because he's not the man guy. So if we caught him in cover 1, we're attacking Donovan Wilson in coverage. If we caught them, if we caught him at playing the free, then we're going to run at Woods. And that was working all year. Why would we stop? Why would anybody stop that? So that was the reason I said that Cox could come in and play strong, because Wilson is already playing the free. He plays free safety. He doesn't play strong safety. He plays free safety. You might list him as a strong safety, but he only plays free safety, meaning He is the guy that's free. He's not the guy guarding the strong side of the field or the tight end on that side of the field, or even the slot for that matter. That is Woods, who plays strong safety for us. Just so you guys know that. I don't care what they put him, what they put on the depth chart. Woods plays strong safety. Strong safeties are on the strong side of the offense, guarding your tight end, and they're usually the guy that you would ask to man up in certain situations and erase that tight end. Cox can do that. So that's where that conversation came from. Just wanted to put that out there and put that to bed as to what I'm talking about, because film does not lie, and the film shows what Cox is capable of. And I would just love to see him on the field. I don't care how you get him on the field, and I don't care what you call him. You can call him a cat when you put him on the field. I don't give a shit what you call him. Excuse my friend, I'm trying not to cuss as much on these two. But yeah, I don't care what you call him. Just make sure he's on the field. Outside of that, though, getting back to that cornerback room and a lot of those DBs that are actually listed as DBs, so we'll talk about them first. Reggie Robinson is a guy that I wouldn't mind seeing at that strong safety position. He holds up in the run well enough, I think. He's fast, he can cover, and he can hit. So he's our best overall defensive back as far as athleticism is concerned, believe it or not. If you look at his PFF grades last year, that's the reason we went and got him in the 4th round last year, because he scored off the charts as far as his combine scores, like in every CB related position. I think he got like a 96 overall as far as his overall grades for athleticism for the position. Not that doesn't account for instincts or your Wonderlic. How smart are you? What's your IQ? I don't know that, but he definitely was one of those guys that impressed as far as his athleticism. So for some reason, he didn't fall into the good graces of the coaches last year. Maybe, yo, Marty Mod, what's good, bruh? How you, man? Appreciate it, man. My brother, exactly. And I'm my brother's keeper. You already know. See you soon, too. But beyond that, like I said, he's one of those guys where if Quinn can come in and see something in camp that he likes with Reggie, I think Reggie could see the field this year. When he does see the field, when he did last year in that Eagles game, made a pretty good hit, forced fumble. Somebody sent that to me on Twitter. I don't remember who, so excuse me for forgetting who it is. But I'll holler at you tonight, Brody, for sure. Hit me up. Shout out to Mod, man. But I'm not sure who it was who sent it to me, but excuse me for forgetting. But it was a pretty good hit on special teams where Reggie Robinson got in and got some work. You got Casey out there, who out of all of them, I'm saying this, and this is what I mean. If you're going to keep Wilson on the field because Wilson makes plays, Wilson is going to be playing the free primarily because you're going to ask Casey and those guys to cover tight ends and so on, right? So that means Casey's going to be in the box sometimes. Same thing Law was saying last year about Ha Clinton Dix. The way we play, because Wilson is who he is a guy who needs to roam and use his instincts to hit shit. If you look at the Vikings game, he was playing free safety when he knocked Cooks out of the box. When you look at the Eagles game, yeah, he was playing strong safety when he got that sack against Wentz for the fumble or whatever. Yeah, I mean, I'm growing this Joe for the fumble or whatever. But he was freed up by the tight ends standing in the block. So he was able to roam again and hit Wentz. When Wilson's able to roam and just play based off his instincts and hit shit, that's when he makes plays. So he needs to be at the free. So once again, that puts Casey in the box on our covering tight ends. Casey's a small dude, man. He can cover. He has ball skills and good instincts, but he's coming off of an Achilles tear, and I don't think Casey's going to be himself. So I don't see Casey winning out that position either at the free nor the strong. Woods, once again, we already know what we got in Woods. Not saying Woods is horrible. I think Woods' problem is definitely Wilson, because Wilson's limited in certain ways. Woods not able to play in his natural position either, because Woods is better at coverage, so we use him down in the box to cover tight ends and cover wide receivers sometimes. Woods is gone. Thank you for that. I didn't know that. Appreciate that. Really didn't know. I thought Woods was still here, but glad he's gone. Thank you. Thank you again. Glad he's gone there. Well, I haven't looked at the entire roster, so I don't know who's still here out of, I don't keep up with every cut that we make, but I didn't know Woods was gone, so glad to hear that. So we can stop talking about Woods. But that's what we were getting last year, was a lot of Woods in the box because he was able to man up. it's going to be good to see who can come up, step up, and kind of take that position. Law, I heard you say that Mukamu might be that guy. I started breaking down Mukamu. I don't want Mukamu on the field this year, man. Yeah, I've been in the crib for real, bro. I haven't though. I haven't. I've been all over the place, to be honest with you. I've been in the gyms, been in the gym training like crazy with my guys, and just been getting a lot of much needed rest and refresh too, with certain things that I'm doing. So that's it. He said, "You slipping, man." No, I ain't slipping, man. I just don't sit and watch the tickers all day anymore. I don't watch any TV. I go and I'll sit and look at my phone and watch what I want to see, but I don't watch much TV anymore. I really don't. I've been doing my thing, man. But yeah, uh, yeah, I seen the Mandalorian, man. I seen it. You see my guy. You see my guy. I've been watching it. But yeah, I watched that. But anyway, so we can move forward from Woods though. At the end of the day, the other safety position is wide open. And I think the one who plays it the best just so happens to be playing linebacker right now. Mukamu, I don't really want to see on my field right now due to the fact that he's not physical, man. He has great ball skills. He moves great, but he's just not physical enough for me. So that kind of leaves him odd man out, in my opinion. Make sure y'all hitting that like button, though. All right, as far as the let's talk linebacker a little bit, and before we get into that, because we were talking about offense early, I did miss one thing, man. My man Zeke has gotten, this is his first offseason without controversy. He's had suspension controversy, he's had contract controversy, where he had a lot of distractions in the offseason. I think it showed in those 2 seasons where he was a little heavy. He had Dez's problem where he might not have gotten the type of work in that he could have. This year he got the dog situation, or last year I think that was. I'm not sure, but I know he's getting sued for it. I just saw that in the news. But either way, Zeke has been beasting. He looks good as far as his drills are concerned, and as far as OTAs, they're saying that he's been killing it. So um, Zeke should be a very sprite-footed Zeke. And Zeke being back to the way he is. Yeah, I heard about the dogs. I didn't read the story. I don't know exactly what happened in the attack, but Dak had that problem too. I think Dak's dog attacked someone last year. Joseph Jefferson, what's good, my dude AKOYE? Yeah, it's going to be a day to day. Yep, yeah, it is a good day today. Make my bad. Yep. Um, yeah, make sure you hit that like button. All right, so got Zeke out the way because I had that on the board. Wanted to make sure we touched on Zeke a little bit. Pause, but want to make sure we covered Zeke a little bit. Feel me? But let's get back to. I think I want to talk about linebacker at this point. Because we were talking about Jalen. We've been talking about Jalen this offseason. He's been like a hot button. We went away from Jalen because of Dak's contract. Everybody was like kind of on what we're going to do with Dak, how this going to go. So people kind of ignored Jalen. But let me just say this, man. Let me say this. 2 things. Number 1, stop making me, Jalen, and Dez's lawyers, because I'm not. The content that you see that may be heavier towards Jalen and heavier towards Dez is due to the fact that people ask me more about them than anyone else. I like both players. They're both 2 of my favorite players, yes. But it's not a let me over all things get Jalen on the field. Same way I felt about Joe Thomas. I want him on the field. That doesn't mean I don't want the guy who's replacing him to do well. I'm not that type of guy. So let's stop making it that, and let's just be non-biased here, because a lot of y'all be tripping. Really, really. You look at Jalen and you'll say Jalen has gotten beaten in coverage on several occasions. Okay. Diggs has gotten beaten in coverage. We don't want to throw Diggs off the bridge, right? People get beat. It happens. Linebackers are not corners. And Jalen came in here with us knowing that he would never be that guy that's going to run sideline to sideline covering wide receivers. So ask yourself, when he was getting beat, why is he covering wide receivers or tight ends that run like them? Sometimes is he going to get caught in those situations? Yes. So I think now the addition of Parsons, lets Jalen free up a little bit. Either if he doesn't matter if he's playing the Will or the Sam, he's free of that responsibility, is what I mean. And if he's free of that responsibility of not only having to get everybody where they're supposed to be, but know his own assignment, then I think Jalen can play better because Jalen, as a young guy, has Sean Lee next to him, who allowed him to play with some more reckless abandonment. And you saw the type of results we got. And we also didn't have an a defensive line that was, well, at that time we actually did, but with a defensive line that was leaving gaps all over the place, Jalen was still a guy that you guys like. So why would I think that if we put guys in front of him that soak up blocks, why wouldn't he get better if everyone else is? Everyone else is going to get better. The corners are going to be better. Everyone's going to be, the safeties are going to be better. You know why? Because you have guys up front who will allow you to not have to peek into the backfield over and over again because your safeties are trying to make plays on the run. Your linebackers are trying to figure out how to get around this 340-pound guard that he knows is going to be running free at him every play. We don't have those problems. We shouldn't have those problems the way it's looking with the way Quinn looks to want to play. I think that we brought in guys only up front anyway that handle the run. We haven't brought in guys that are pass rushers. Who's the pass rusher? They're talking about using Parsons as a pass rusher, but we haven't drafted one pass rusher. We haven't traded for one pass rusher. We didn't pick up any pass rushers in free agency. You could say, what's his name? What's his name from New York? Somebody tell me his name. Kid from New York. That he's a pass rusher a little bit, but that's it. That's it. But other than that, we haven't gone after any pass rushers. So why wouldn't they get better if they're able to run free? That's why I'm saying Jalen will be better. He doesn't have the same responsibility, and he'll be able to run free. Bash him. There it is. But he'll be able to run free. So Jalen will be better this year. Everybody who keeps saying that he won't or get him out of here doesn't make much sense. Jalen has played well for the Cowboys. He's just not, to me, he's not elite where he's the guy where it's like, he's not Bobby Wagner, but he's not the bottom of the league linebacker either. So he's a good player. Jalen's a good player. He should stay right where he is. LVE is a okay player to me, a little bit less than Jalen. I haven't gotten to see much of LVE and what he can do. And when I do see it, I'm not liking it very much. So I do come at LVE, but people give LVE a lot less flack than they give Jalen. It's probably because he's not on the field. But so we're going to start off with that with linebacker. Just had to say that because a guy came to me and said, Jalen got picked on by Mitch Trubisky, of all people. And I'm like, do y'all know what picked on means? That means that he got abused in coverage. He did not. And that would be the wrong game to bring up. He got beat for a touchdown against a wide receiver in tight coverage after being thrown at 2 other times in the same drive at the goal line against wide receivers. He hurt one of them, Wims. I'm not saying that Weems. I don't want you hurt, but he hurt one of them, and he contested all 3 of those passes. And he also had a pass earlier in the game against Allen Robinson that he knocked down. He had another that was caught because Jordan Lewis dove at his leg and he jumped over him instead of reaching for the ball. But 2 passes against the linebacker when you threw at him 6 times, that's not picked on, fellas. That's actually a good damn game. He shouldn't be lined up against wide receivers 6 times is the point. That's my point. Schematically, we were doing some really ridiculous things that was exposing Jalen's deficiencies. So, that's just the way it goes, man. It's harder than it looks, folks. It's harder than it looks. So Jalen, I'm not one of these guys that says get him out of here. I'm one of these guys that say let's use him the right way. I don't necessarily like LVE. I don't think he'll be here. I don't think you go after Neal and Cox if you want to keep a guy whose only skill set is coverage. And they're both, in my opinion, going to be a little better at it than he is. Neal was a DB. His skill set is DB. So, of course, he's going to be probably better than a linebacker is in coverage. And Cox is a DB trapped in a linebacker's body. So there you go. I don't think LVE is going to be much value on the field when you have those other 2 guys. So LVE seems to be the odd man out as far as linebacker is concerned. I don't think that Jalen, and obviously we haven't mentioned Parsons because Parsons is Parsons. So they're obviously going to use him. So there you go. Linebacker is what it is. Up front, we just discussed briefly about the fact that these guys, um, he said you never quit your job until you got another job lined up. That's how I see it. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you on that. Rue, you ain't never lied, but I just feel like at the end of the day, Jalen, he gonna be all right. Yeah, Ray Lewis couldn't have played with these teams. Ray Lewis couldn't. Bobby Wagner couldn't. You name it. Levante David is probably the only one who could because he is that fast. Him and Devin White, because they're fast as hell. They can probably do it. But how do you play with Sean Lee could do it and Joe Thomas could do it because of the way they take on blocks. So they're not giving you a full guy. They slide under their blockers. Jalen's a guy that looks to tear you up. There is science. It's scientifically proven, man. You only can give your maximum output for about 15 seconds. The average person can give their maximum output. After that, you're going into lactic acid, and then after that, you're about 30% of your full athleticism. That's an average person. Athletes are a little different. Boxers as well, they're different. But what I'm saying is Jalen's not going to be knocking 340-pound guys out of the box every play. Does he do it? Yeah. Does he not pulling tight ends out sometimes? Yeah. But is he going to do that play in, play out? No. No linebacker is. So no linebacker would play well when you have linemen who can, just choose when they want to get to the second level. There's no obstruction there. And it's not a knock on. It is a knock, but it's not like an intentional insult to Woods, who used to be there, Antoine Woods, that is, or any of the guys who played last year, Neville Gallimore, Tristan, who gets upfield pretty well, but still not a. You see how he held up when he had to hold up against those guys in the dirt. Like he's not that guy. He's more. He did a great job trying to do those things, but he's not the dirty work man. He's not that guy. But he was asked to play that way last year and he rose to the occasion. But he got himself hurt, got rolled up on. So, like I said, sorry that happened to him. But nobody would have played well with the type of line that we've been putting out there in front of these guys. We always were investing in our defensive ends and pass rushers, even our interior linemen, pass rushers, like Malik Collins, pass rusher. You know what I'm saying? Quentin Osborne, my guy, pass rushers. These are guys with moves. Neville Gallimore, he's a 3-tech. He can play some 1-tech, but that's not what he's not the guy that says, I don't care if I get to the quarterback. He wants to get in there and make some noise. Pass rushers. These are guys that get upfield. You know what I'm saying? Now we got, don't Chauncey sound like a dude that's like going to rough you up, man? Chauncey sound like a dude from I don't know, Cooley High or Dead Presidents or something, man. Like, if you've seen those movies, man, he sound like a throwback 70s dude that'd be in a pool hall with a straight razor or something. Like Chauncey Golston sound like an old gangster. You know what I mean? And he play like one, man. He'd choke the hell out of you. You know what I mean? Osa, looking at his footage, I didn't understand how a dude who doesn't have a shred of fat on him, he's a lot like Aaron Donald because he's 280, but he's not 280 fat. He's not 280 with a pot belly. He's 280 solid mass. He's probably more muscle than the guys that outweigh him at 300. They're more fat than he is. Like, he's 280, very little body fat. Watching him wrestle, I was watching it because during those events, he was definitely 285 then, and he's 285 now. He was 285 then, and he was in wrestling gear. Go look at him in wrestling gear. There ain't a shred of fat on that dude, man. Strong as hell, and you can't move him. Can't move him. He another cold gangster. Seemed like a Senegalese young boy, man. Cold gangster when it comes to holding up against the run and keeping blockers from getting to the second level. And then we don't have to talk about Bohanna because he's like two people. You know what I mean? So with those guys up front, I like how we look now at linebacker a lot more with those guys in the middle. We didn't have that before, and we needed it. We needed it. Make sure y'all hitting the like button if y'all still in here, whoever's in here. But yeah, we needed that. So I take a lot of the pressure and heat off of Jalen because of that. And I have to say it because nobody else is saying that. Everyone is saying, we don't like Jalen, and then Jalen is this. Yeah. He got all it. We know what his deficiencies are. We knew that when we drafted him. We all know that. We knew that, period. What's up, Sky? Shout out to you, man. Appreciate you. Dallas Cowboy Network. Got you. What I was going to say to you, though, I was just talking about Cox. You just missed the Cox conversation if you wasn't here about I think like 5 minutes ago. But I'm gonna put all this back out so you'll be able to see what I discussed. But yeah, those guys to me are going to be the biggest difference maker on this defense. So with this defense being young, we didn't have to spend a lot of money on it, but we went and got the right players, players that I think are difference makers. Which brings to question Geno Atkins. I know a lot of people are saying like we might sign Geno Atkins. Do we need Atkins though? I think he makes more or he does more harm than good here, in my opinion, because then you're looking at guys that may not see the field much at all, like your Osa or your Chauncey's. You know, they might not see the field as much with a Geno out there. I would look at like Geno and Bohanna as like your run stuffing, uh, uh, or even Urban as well, who's tall and weird. He's a weird body. But yeah, those guys will probably start if Geno was here. I don't think Geno is a necessity, and he's another pass rushing um, interior lineman, not your run stuffer guy. He's a pass rushing three tech that is a beast. Don't get me wrong, but I think Osa deserves and should get the room to develop into what I know he will be, which is a cold cannon in the middle. Can he get up the field and rush? Yep. But he can do things Geno can't do, which is deal with double teams a lot better than most people. Period. He's just insanely strong, and I'm not capping. Like he's insanely strong. This kid is 185, and you can't double team him. I've never seen him get thrown out of there. He takes, and if it's one man, he's gonna take you. He's taking men who are bigger than him and cleaning the whole offensive line up with him. Just he wrecks people. So, yeah, that talk about Geno Atkins. We always get these guys like Earl Thomas, Geno Atkins, and Richard Sherman, who I don't think we're bringing in here either. Um, we get these guys that people discuss as if they're gonna come in here and make a difference. But I don't think Jerry's looking to spend a lot of money defensively because of how much we're spending offensively and because of the group of guys that he's asking to step up. He wants to be able to pay them too. So I don't see us making big splashes defensively when it comes to free agency. He's looking for value uh, defensively. He wants a guy who's a little older who can be a mentor to these guys on different levels of the field. That's why he went after Carr last year, and that's why he cut Carr, because instead of mentoring these guys, Carr was like kind of criticizing, which he should have. But I think that's why they got rid of him, because his role, he just wasn't playing the role that they wanted, which was be the tutor to these young guys who don't seem to know what they're doing. That's what Sean Lee was for so many years in the linebacker room. We're looking for those types of guys, guys who can get in those rooms, not only convey what the coaches want, but also, kind of get these guys reined in, get the level set properly, show them how to prepare for games. That's what they're looking for. They're not looking for a guy that's going to come in and make that kind of noise, unless he felt that we were already primed for a Super Bowl. You might see that in a mid-season trade type thing where it's like, oh, we look like we're on a winning spree. That's when Jerry will go add some big guns. Injuries may get Jerry go out and grab things too, but I don't think Geno Atkins is going to be one of them, man. That's not going to be it. Yeah, that's not going to be it. So, I know we need stuff to talk about in the offseason, but I don't really see that being one thing that we have to really spend a lot of time on, because I don't think it's going to happen. I really don't. We talked about LVE already. We talked about Leal. Let's see. Talked about our breakout players to watch. The other has been in OTAs anyway. Nation, man. Shout out to Nation. I was listening to Skywalker's interview, and shout out to you for that one. That was a great interview with Barry Church a couple weeks ago. And Church was talking about Mukamu being the guy to move so smooth, right? And I like Barry Church. I trust what all the players and people who've played the game and been up close and personal to Cam. I trust what they say to a degree, but I wouldn't be out here talking if if I wouldn't be on this channel. None of us would, if what the media said counted as much as it should. And I've seen everybody be wrong before. And I think that Barry Church on this one, athletically, can Mukamu move better? Does he have better ball skills? I think so. Are there any wasted steps? I don't think so. I think Mukamu. I'd actually like that about Mukamu. The problem is when it comes to just tenacity. Mukamu's film, which you guys don't know, the highlights that you watch Mukamu, especially the Georgia highlights when you're watching him get interceptions, that's it. He had a great game against Georgia 1 year. That's it. That's it. Now, I also said that corners that are doing their job, you don't see very much. And you don't see Mukamu a lot because he's a long guy, hard to throw against. Yep. So on the outside there, the Gamecocks, because of him and Horn, they didn't get picked on that much. True. True. But when he did, it was horrible. So coverage wise, he's okay. As a safety, I love his coverage. Love it. But he can't hit for shit. He's not a very physical guy. He bails away from contact. Too much for me. So that's why I look at Nashon the way I do. Um, Nashon may not have the fluidity that a Mukamu has. I can agree with that. But Nashon has the tenacity that I love, and he can make up for a lot because he's that competitive. He wants to win those battles, and when you touch the ball, he wants to tear your head off, and then he's gonna tell your mom about it. He might even talk about her. You know what I'm saying? So that I like about the kid. He's tenacious, and I heard he's been balling in OTAs. It's only OTAs and no pads. Yo, what's up, man? What's up, Jada? Let me give you guys some shout outs in a second because I know a lot more of you have jumped on. It's 114 of y'all on here. I appreciate the fact that I don't advertise these and y'all still jump up and show love. So but I'm advertising it now. So look out for these on Mondays, unless I'm out of town or I have a fight. Because I have guys now. My guys are pros now, so they're definitely going to be a lot more busy, and I am too. But unless I have a fight or something that takes me away from my desk, I will be here on Mondays, and we will be doing these so that I can set the tone for the content the rest of the week. So I'll be using these videos to create my clips and to prove some of the things I'm saying or disprove it. So that is what it is. Yeah, I heard that Joseph's been out sick, but I'm not really worried about Joseph. Joseph will be fine. He's a young kid too. He's just as tenacious. But the reason I brought Nashon up over Joseph is because Nashon's the guy that everyone kind of loved or hated as far as the pick is concerned. So with that being a constant theme, I felt like let me look into this kid and see if do I even like him. When I did the film, I liked him every game. Every game, very consistent. Very consistent. The highlights that you see of Nashon, the ones that I put out, he has more. The highlights that I would be putting out, you know why you haven't seen a Mukamu film? Because it's a snooze fest watching him. He doesn't do very much. That's why. But it is what I don't work for the Cowboys. I can say what I want, but it is. He's not the type of player I like to watch personally. A finesse guy, and we got enough finesse guys around here. I won't call it the B ball, but you know what I mean. I won't say it, but y'all know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? I want a different attitude around here. So going after Joseph, seeing how he plays. Diggs last year, seeing how he plays. They're very competitive. Nashon, we got nasty corners. Nasty. Not just athletic and good, but nasty competitive guys. Donovan, he wants to knock your face off. I want that to be the tone for our team. And I know you guys do too. So Nashon, I hope that he can continue to hold that position, even if he doesn't start this year. Having a guy who's coming on strong like that makes us all more confident in our depth. And I would like to see that. The only thing, like I said, that I'm not so sure about going into this season. I haven't mentioned D-Law because we know what D-Law going to do. I haven't mentioned Randy Gregory. You know what he's going to do. The only position that I'm worried about is strong safety. And we have a rotation of guys. Curse came in here. I like Curse a little bit. He can cover. He's a guy that can come in here and give you a little bit of what Cox gives you. He can come down. He can cover. He's long. Um, he's a strong guy. He does hit. He hits better than Mukamu would. He hits. He hits okay. So I can't hate on that. Can't hate on that. So with that said, and I'm not sleeping on anybody, Dorrance. It's just there's nobody to sleep on. We just haven't started camp, and I haven't looked at Tyler Coyle's film yet, so can't mention what I don't know. You know what I mean? But we're looking at everybody. I'll get to all these rookies and undrafteds too. I'm on them. That's what I'm doing. I ain't doing shit else. So with that said, though, that's the only position I'm worried about. Since we're going to talk about some defensive end, I know you guys want to see Bradley and I on the field some more. You want to see, I know we're going to see some Basham out there. We got a great rotation of fast, athletic, strong guys that are going to play well for us coming up. So overall, to answer Ken Lott's question in regards to not only what this offense does, but what can the Cowboys do this year? The NFC isn't a very strong conference right now. Saints are done. Drew Brees is gone. No disrespect to Jamie's, but Saints are done. Um, Chicago, Chicago. The Packers. The Packers were okay with Rodgers. They weren't so scared. They were our kryptonite with Rodgers, but I don't think Rodgers wants to be there. And they have a lot of turmoil going on over there. I think we got the best part of the Packers recipe over the last couple years in Mike McCarthy, in my opinion. Whether he transitions and that translates to the best thing for the Cowboys or not has yet to be determined. But that was the best for the Packers at the time for sure. They just didn't know it. And we'll talk about Mike McCarthy in a second too. But with everything that we are looking at in this conference, who is there to be like 100% fearful of? Like, where it's like, you don't have KC over here. KC is just a nasty team to play. You don't want to play them. You know what I mean? It's teams that just on in the AFC that are always going to give you a problem year in, year out. Pittsburgh's going to give you a problem year in, year out. New England, when you play them, regardless of who they have out there, they play a certain way. They're going to give you problems and they're going to win that division. So you can probably see them in the playoffs year in, year out. The Texans are getting better. You know what I mean? So it's teams that, the Titans have gotten better. They're a smash mouth team. They play like a mixture of Pittsburgh and New England. You know what I mean? Smash mouth, right in your mouth. So there's teams over there. Baltimore, they're gonna hurt you. Ice up. The Browns, ice up. That's how they play over there. That's how they play. So we don't have a lot of that in the NFC. So there's not a lot of fear for teams on this end. So what can the Cowboys do if we shore up this defense? I honestly think we're going to go deep in the playoffs, and I think next year we'll be making, if not this one, we'll be making a run. I just really do believe that. I've been saying it because on paper everything sounds good this time of year. So we all say things like this time of year. Injuries and poor decision making, poor personnel usage, all that comes into play. Of course, you can have the best team ever on paper, but it doesn't mean a damn thing if you don't put it all together. So I think the Cowboys have a shot at making a run this year, if not next, based on the teams that the team that we're putting together and how they're investing in defense. And that brings me to my last topic, which is Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy is, to me, I wouldn't say on a hot seat. He's not on a hot seat, but he has no excuses after this year. Like, he has none. People are looking to, if Dak is healthy, Mike McCarthy doesn't have any excuses. It's going to be a focal point to see what he's able to do as far as Dak's development and to see what he can do with this team now that we have balance on both sides of the ball. I don't think the Mike Nolan experiment should be totally held against him, because how many times have you guys seen the world shut down? Never. People don't give that enough credit. We didn't have an off season, and you had a virus going around that scared the shit out of everybody and was killing people, right? So with that said, and then you had the government who's doing what they do. I'm not going to sit here and turn this into no conspiracy theory type stuff, but you know what I mean. At the end of the day, how many times have we seen this? It's an anomaly. So should Mike Nolan have gotten an asterisk? No. Why? It was so horrible defensively that if you do come in and do that again, knowing what type of product he put out last year, then it's your fault. So they had to move away from him, and I respect that move. I think it was the only way to go. But I think a lot of these guys got a bad rap due to bad timing. It was just a bad time. I think if Nolan comes in this year and he's able to install his hard to understand verbiage, I guess, if they have a whole offseason on the field to practice it, and it's not, you got guys on an iPad watching you versus guys on the field doing what you're saying. It's a totally different thing when it comes to terminology. Some people learn differently. And I think this group of young guys were never asked to be cerebral players. And Mike Nolan's style, his scheme, is a wait and see type of scheme. 2-gap, get rid of your guy and be patient. It's more of a New England type of defensive scheme where you have guys who are veterans who know their job very well and who are patient. We don't have a lot of players that are suited for that because our style before was smash and grab. Everybody just run, use your athleticism, get to it, hit the ball, attack the ball, get to the quarterback, put pressure on. You know what I mean? And we were patient. I think we were playing two different identities, and we're not anymore. So with that said, the addition of Quinn, I'm going to break Quinn's defense down too. I have all this footage already. I've been watching them. I just didn't know what angle I wanted to go at with the breakdown, but I do now. So you'll see some Quinn stuff come out after I finish this round of rookies. Maybe before. It depends on how I feel about it when I'm done it. If I love it, I'm putting it out right away. If it needs some work, you might see a slow process. It might be right before the season starts. So I don't want to promise it to you, but just know I'm working on the Quinn film right now. But with that addition of Quinn, you'll see that one, the guys that he's going after, you guys can say it's Will McKay, but it's really not. He's going to get them. He's evaluating these guys and finding what Quinn wants. But these are not our normal run-in-the-mill draft picks. The tall corners thing, I think that's something we've been on since. I think that's a Will McClay thing. I don't think that's Quinn, even though we have been coming up with LOB type of coaches. So with Rashard and so on. So those types of coaches do like taller, longer corners that give problems to wide receivers, bigger wide receivers. But I don't know if that's a Quinn thing. I think up front, though, what we did with the defensive line, that's definitely Quinn, man. That's definitely Quinn. So, like, look at Tack McKinley. Tack McKinley, he plays very similar to D Law and Osa, like a guy that's just, got a lot of pass rush moves. He's just coming. He's flying at you. Basham's a lot like that too. So he goes out and gets guys that play hard up front and makes the rest of the defense job easier. And I think that's what you'll see. So you will see a better and more improved defense as a result. So that will translate into wins for this team and pressure off of Mike McCarthy. All right. Now, you guys can tell me, by a vote of names real quick, like who you want to see next as far as breakdowns. I'll take that into account because I'm doing a breakdown right after we get off of this. I'm going to start one. So you can let me know who you want to see. If it's somebody that I already have footage of, I'll put that out first. If not, he'll just go into the hopper and get in line. But let me know who you guys want to see broken down next. And it doesn't have to be one of the rookies. It could be anybody from last season, anybody that we brought on. Doesn't matter because I got to get to them all. And that's basically a lot of weeks of footage, man. But let's get it, especially the way I do it. Y'all know I'm going to go all the way into the oils, man. But let me know before I get out of here. Number one, hit that like button. Number two, let me know who you guys want to see next in these comments over here. Let me give my shout outs to everybody before I roll. And then we going to get it, man. He used to, Osmodeus said it's entertaining just like football. Yeah, I already know. Boxing is definitely entertaining. Yo, Game Changer. What's good, my guy? Mike's Meticulous Detail Podcast. Listen, Mike, you should give out your Xbox gamer tag, man. Anybody want to play Madden and get their ass bust, play Mike's Meticulous Detail Podcast, man, because he bust my ass, man. I remember that. That was an ass whooping. I still ain't forget. I think you retired me too. I don't really be wanting to play Madden no more, man. Because I ain't never got my ass busted Madden before, but that was some shit. I hear you. Rue Glock, what's good? Ready Red. You already know we spoke already. Let's see. Albert Smith. Yeah, what's good with you, bro? What's good with you? Marquise Hall, what's good? Anthony Carrier, how you? Joseph Sandberg. I ain't seen you in a minute, man. How you been, man? Oh, you said it did get cleared up on Vacha's channel? Oh, all right. I ain't know if somebody cleared that up or not. I'm like, what are y'all talking about, man? I don't want that dude to be no free. I'm not crazy. Yeah, he shouldn't be. Cox shouldn't be roaming the middle of the field. Can it happen a couple plays? Sure, but he should definitely be that guy. Nate Brown, Bill Maddock. That's my man's. What's good, man? Doing the Lord's work. What's good with you? Surge 707. How you? Marty Mod. Dwayne Brown. All y'all, man. He said, who's going to replace Sean Lee? He said, excuse my lack of Cowboy knowledge. Man, you already know who's going to replace Sean Lee. You got him. Another Penn State product. That's Micah Parsons, man. That's it. Yeah, I've been here. What's good? Hold on. Dan, what's good with you? Marcus Callaway, what's good? He said, who's Sean Lee's replacement asking for your team? You already know, man. It's going to be out of Jalen and Jalen and Micah, man, they gonna be the starting two, I think. Yeah, TP is looking nice. Boy from the SIP, I think I spoke to all y'all, man. Isaac Hampton. Anybody I'm missing, man, don't think I'm ignoring you. I'm scrolling down as fast as I can. DeAndre Garland was good. But yeah, let me know. I haven't seen in these comments yet though who y'all want me to break down. Let me get back down to the bottom. Maybe y'all started that already. I see Neville Gallimore. Okay, I got you. Got you. That's gonna be it then, because you're the only one who said something, Mr. Right. Nobody else said nothing. Rue said, "I'm gonna watch whatever you put out." Rue, you 100, and I appreciate you, man. Like you kind of like you was like dragging me into conversations, and Rue will drag you into a war. He be on Twitter, he'll at you, and you be like, "Oh, hell nah," and then you jump in the war, and you go down the stream, you go down the the ticker and see what y'all really was arguing about or whatever. I'm like, damn, you got me arguing with people. I don't even know who I'm arguing with. I'm just jumping in talking shit. Because that's just the way I am. But that's why your name is there too, though. But I fucks with Rue, man. Appreciate you. Everything. I'm not even playing. Megatwine, when you jump on here too, man. It's a lot of y'all that like we formed like a different type of little tribe over here, man. So I look forward to getting on here. Not because I make so much bread doing it or nothing, man. It's like I enjoy this shit. So yeah, I appreciate y'all being a part of it and making it so that I'm not just sitting here in the dark talking to myself. You feel me? Uh-huh. Yeah, I know how you Twitter, man. All right, Quinn LVE. LV, I don't think I've done a straight LVE breakdown. And I'm going to tell you why. Because LVE, when I watch him on film, it's like watching Connor Williams on film. It would be a snuff piece because LVE fucks up, in my opinion, more than he makes plays. That's just me. So, but I will do a breakdown if you want. Just don't start hating on me because I'm just letting you know I've tried. Try. Don't always come out right. And I don't be want to put out pieces. Historically, I didn't. Now I don't give a shit what y'all think. I mean, I'm serious. I don't give a shit when it comes to what I put out. If the films say that, that's what I'm saying. So you'll see a piece on LV, but I don't understand why people are so big on them. I haven't seen consistent top level play, man. Haven't. Dres Huey, is Josh Ball for real on the field? Can he be starting OT? Yeah, he could be. I think he's more of a swing guy though for years to come, but he could be. Josh is a nasty dude. He's smart, but I got to watch a little bit more film though. But he's nasty. And I think that's the theme that you can say for everybody we drafted. Nasty. And the Cowboys defense, especially. We're gonna be nasty. So I'm out of here. But let me jump on these breakdowns. I got a lunch to get to. Anybody I missed, my apologies. Make sure y'all like, subscribe. We got different programs and packages coming, man. Like I'm not offering memberships and Patreon right this second because I need to make sure those programs are built out where you're actually getting some value for it. So if you want to support the page, just keep coming on here for right now, liking and subscribing. You can jump on super chats. I don't turn down none, but my collar, do your thing with that too. But remember, like those programs will be coming. I just want to make sure when I do a membership, it's worth it. Maybe I'll take a lot of our old footage, a lot of the ones that y'all don't get to watch no more. I'll do something with those too. But I'm trying to think of something creative that's worthwhile for you guys to be paying your $1 to $5, whatever you're gonna be paying per month or whatever for it. But we're gonna get to that. Yeah, we're gonna get to that. Jake Downey, I'm out of here. LaDonna Decker, appreciate you, man. You said you don't see. Last thing I'm gonna say, you don't see why people like yourself are big on Jalen. Not big on Jalen. I didn't say that. I just don't look at Jalen, like I said, I don't look at Jalen the way you look at him. Like he shouldn't be on a football field. There's things going on in front of Jalen every time we snap the ball that you're not paying attention to. But let me get out of here though, because I already said peace. Peace, y'all.